Okay, so this is gonna be one of the most important videos of this series. There are two key things that you have to do in order to heal and have a much better life, and what we are gonna explain in this video is one of them. This video is part of a series about how to heal from beginning to end, and if you haven't seen the overview first video, I really suggest that you see it because it will help you know what we are talking about here. Now, we should know that besides the feelings that we have in the day-to-day, if there are feelings that you haven't felt or you weren't ready to face, they get stuck in your body and your subconscious. And of course, this happens a lot in childhood. Having these repressed feelings can cause big emotional outbursts without control, or that day-to-day situations feel overwhelming. It may also cause you to fall into negative patterns. For example, if your body has those feelings, he wants to feel them. So your subconscious will put you in situations where you need to feel something similar. For example, if you have unprocessed anger, it will constantly put you in situations where you feel angry, or normal situations will just make you angry. So let's go to how to do this. For your body to get your feelings out, it means three things. The first one is to feel that they are in a safe place. That means you don't want to lay down and start crying if a tiger is chasing you, right? The first thing is to get away from tiger, and then once you are in your cave, no danger inside, that could be the moment where you can cry it out or whatever you need to. In order to do this, if you are feeling dysregulated, if you are feeling really stressful, you need to feel that, relax a little bit, maybe meditate, and you need to find a safe space to do this exercise, like your room with a closed door, or do it in a moment where there is nobody else at home. Okay, the second thing needed to feel your feelings is that you create processing space for it. Your body or mind is always processing something else. A video, reel, doing activities, talking to people. If your body or mind is always processing something else, then it is already busy. They need time without any work to do, so they decide to bring back this delayed task that has been waiting for some time. It is like your technical debt. You are a developer. You will only do it when you don't have any other thing to do. Right? And number three, releasing your feelings really require you to be in your body, not in your mind. So if you are thinking, analyzing, it is not working. You really need to be in your body and try to keep your head a little bit in silence. Now, how do we do it? First, as we put in the initial schema, we need to remove the distractions. As you can see here, there are many different types. TV shows, social media are obvious, but it can also be always wanting to achieve something. Or for example, being constantly analyzing what you did, what you didn't do, how people reacted to it, being constantly on social activities. Anything that is taking a lot of mental energy from you and that you are always doing, like it's difficult for you to stop, or that when you are stopped, you're already exhausted, so you don't have any more mind capacity for anything else, that could potentially be a distraction. Even self-improvement, watching videos of self-improvement, thinking what you have to change about yourself could be another one. So some can be easy to remove, like social media. Others, like chasing achievements, is not so easy, right? So in those cases, what I suggest is taking pauses. For example, if you just hit one achievement, wait 2 or 3 days before giving yourself your next goal. Spend days where you have no goal in sight. It is going to feel super uncomfortable, but that's exactly how it is supposed to feel. In fact, this is almost like cutting an addiction, because you are using that in order to not feel your feelings. And in fact, you will see that if, for example, you're feeling stressed, maybe you haven't even realized it, but suddenly you have this urge to open YouTube and watch a video, or just put some food and binge watch TV. If you catch yourself doing that, wait for a second and say, okay, what I am trying to avoid feeling here? And feel that feeling. Probably it will be anxiety or stress, or you just feel shame or guilt for something that just happened, whatever. Feel it. Once you have feel it, you will realize that your urge to watch the TV or to watch that video is gone. You can still do it, right? But now you are doing it for fun. You are not doing it because you are trying to avoid an emotion. So try to create these spaces where these distractions are gone. It doesn't have to be gone 24/7. Just create a space every week. On top of that, I would suggest is that you try to carve 1 hour or 1 hour and a half every day. Use the first half, like 45 minutes, to walk or to do something like that. No music, nothing that can get your attention. Maybe a walk close to your house that is always the same and it doesn't have anything new for you to check. And then let your thoughts and whatever happened during the day go wild in your mind. This is a way of decompressing whatever has been happening recently and for your head to relax a little bit. After that walk or time with your thoughts, now you can focus in the real to nothing. Now, for the other half of the time, find a safe place. Keep in mind that you should not have to worry on whether you are making weird faces or noise while crying or any other weird stuff. So try to find a space like that, if you can. And then you just focus on being in your body. This is not the moment to think, nor to be in your mind, nor to be thinking on what I'm gonna eat later or what I'm gonna do after this activity. You try to stay in your body, head in silence, feel your chest, feel your body, and do nothing. You don't have to have your eyes closed or anything, do whatever feels better and just be there. Allow yourself to be bored. Now, bringing the feelings up is really the decision of your subconscious. You don't control it, you can only create the ideal conditions for it. So maybe things will come up in your first session doing this, maybe they won't. But by doing this frequently, feelings will start to come up. If you're having difficulties getting them, you can always use bringing some memories or some thoughts to help you. For example, if you're having judgmental thoughts at that moment, think about how you feel about those thoughts. Or even the opposite. If, for example, your thought is, I am really wrong, try to think on the opposite. That will be, there is nothing wrong with me, and see what feelings come up with that sentence. Another one is bringing your memories back. How was your childhood? Good at bad moments with your parents, with your friends. Try to think of the moment in which you change your perception of yourself. When you went from being a bliss child, happy with everything, to feel that you were wrong or not accepted. But again, these are just prompts. Use them if you have problems. At the beginning, I will just start with feeling and let it be whatever it wants to be. Now, let's remember that any feeling can come. People tend to think on crying and sadness, and that's very typical, but it can also be anger. If you need to scream into a pillow or tense your fists, do it. If you want to cry, cry. You don't need to understand why. Usually you will not have any idea why. You just say that your body wants to cry and you cry. If you start feeling anxious, allow it. Those are also feelings to be released. It can be many, many things. It can be shame. It can even be body sensations that you feel are cringe, so you were trying to avoid feeling. To me, this went in weird ways. Like, for example, one day I was coming back from partying. I had no music because I didn't have any battery, and I just started crying. And I had to stop between two cars and crying there. But yeah, I couldn't stop it. And at the moment, I didn't understood why this happened. I was a teenager, and just my body decided that that was a good moment. And later on, many, many years later on, I did it with more consciousness as part of my healing work. And it will also be random, right? Maybe I will do this exercise of doing nothing and nothing will come up. But later on, I will wash the dishes, I will be doing nothing special, and I will just feel like crying. I will notice it on me that something was not feeling so good. Then maybe there will be 2 or 3 weeks where I will cry every day. Then maybe there will be 2 months where I don't cry at all and I feel that I have finished. But then there are other months where this comes back. So it goes through phases and it's a little bit random. Just expect that. And what else I can tell you that can be useful? I think it's very typical that these feelings will also come when you are doing something physical, like with your hands, but that doesn't require your brain, cleaning, sewing, or things like that. So that's if you have a real problem doing nothing, maybe walking, cleaning while you don't think on anything can also help. Now, to me, one very important key here is to be aware of your feelings, of your internal sensations. Because usually these sessions start with a small clue that makes you feel, oh, I'm not so good, or I feel like crying actually. And then you allow it, and then the crying starts. If you are detached from your body or watching podcasts or having your mind somewhere else, you might miss this signal. It is very subtle. Another thing that is interesting, now if for example this cue happens when you are, I don't know, doing an activity and you really cannot stop and start crying, you can always stop it. So it's really in your control. It is your allowance to go on. The good thing is that if you stop it and maybe then at home you want to then feel the feelings that wanted to come out, you can do that because those feelings didn't go back all the way to your subconscious. They stay, let's say, closer to the surface. So you just remember a little bit how you were feeling, what was happening in that moment. It is very easy that the feelings will come out then. And yeah, I think this is the most important things about how long it can take to go through this process. It can be anything, and it also depends a lot on how much you have repressed. So it's very personal, but I would say that think months, and there you will see the biggest rewards. And then there is always something left, right? Small things, but those small things will have very little impact in your life, so it's nothing that you really need to be worried about, and they will come out when they have to come out. So maybe in the very future, I don't know, you will suddenly feel triggered by something, and then you will realize that you have a small thing there. But anyway, this is the content for another video, because right now if you are in this phase, you don't have to worry for that last 5% or whatever. Anyway, the good news are that once you start releasing, you will notice the positive impact immediately. You will feel more inner calm in the day-to-day. You will realize that there are way less triggering situations in your daily life, or you will just notice yourself reacting differently or feeling differently out exactly the same situations that you were living until now. And that will make you feel really motivated to keep going. And remember, this is gonna feel uncomfortable in the moment. You may feel that you are getting worse, but actually think that every uncomfortable feeling that you are feeling, it was already inside of you, acting out. You just didn't know. Therefore, the moment that you feel it, it is going out of you and will no longer have any impact on you. So feeling those negative feelings, feeling worse in the moment is really gonna be positive for you. So welcome it when it happens. So please try it out, let me know how it goes, and if you have already had experience similar to this one of emotional release, please share in the comments so everybody can see other real life examples. Thank you for watching.